much of that reality. Don't want another surprise. I'd rather want you to just let me be. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Come on, get a grip now of all the ways we parted. You showed in your own way we would stand and we would fall united. Come on, get a grip now. Just finish what you started. Don't like the feeling that I've been fooled, deceived, and so misguided. Oh, oh, oh. What do I know? What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. What's going on now? Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I let go? I do really want to know what's going on now. Is this another breakdown? You and me, should I say so? We're just putting on a show. Oh, 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 oh. What do I know? Work is almost over, summer's getting closer. No time to be sober, sunshine on my shoulders.
All right.
I don't have a mic on.
Oh, you're not mic'd up. Good job.
It's making me high. I'm staying in this moment, though it's hard sometimes. But I work it out every once in a while. I feel the love. I feel it growing every day. I feel the love. I feel the love. I hope it never goes away. I feel the love.
All right, let's try this again.
Nobody wants to hear what I have to say anyway.
Yeah, they're not here for you. All me.
How do we sound, guys?
I double checked Sandy's connection. So should be good.
Kanata is back.
Yeah, but hopefully you'll be able to afford her.
It's Monday, August 26th, and this is your Smart Doll News. Hey, everybody!
Sorry, I got like randomly inspired by Kanal's sparkle emojis. Yeah, we've got some finance news to talk about tonight.
The fun stuff.
And we've got what else? Lots of previews of dolls that Danny's working on, both awakenings and new dolls. So that's going to be cool. I do want to make note of a couple things before we start. Someone sent us some doll mail.
Yeah, it just came today, actually. Exciting.
So, yeah, if you stick around when we're done, we'll maybe open this up. And also, I did want to say, because I missed it, got distracted at the end there last week, but a quick thank you to our super smarties, Barbie Witch, Lee, and Elena Wyrick Velez. Thank you so much for your super chats and your super thanks and all that. So yeah, shall we get into it?
Yes.
Things are looking up for Japan.
Yeah, I mean, if you actually just Google yen to USD, it's on its way up.
We'll take a look, or the it's down. The numbers are going to be a little bit weird. But we'll be talking about that. Japan has seen like 5% wage growth this year, like the first growth in wages in like decades, which is huge. Some interesting things have happened though, but let's take a look at let's see. Here's the last 3 months for the dollar to the yen. Last month we hit not an all-time high, but like an all-time high since the 80s.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't realize it was since the 80s.
So in July, we hit 161.67. So that's the dollar is worth 161.67 yen.
Right.
And that basically what did it down? It was like down to like 325 or something like that.
Yeah.
We'll do a quick calculation here. I should have had this. We'll see. 52,000. I'll do it over here. 52,000 yen divided by 161. 322.98. I mean, add on a couple percentage points. It's a bit higher than that in terms of like fees.
Yeah.
But a doll was costing 300 and basically 325 bucks, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Probably about 335.
Yeah, something around 335. Yeah.
But so here's some context though. Let's go to 6 months and then year to date. So we've been climbing all year at about here, somewhere in here. The Bank of Japan set new interest rates. Believe it or not, the interest rate in Japan before March was negative 0.1%.
Basically, we'll pay you to take a loan.
So much so, like so low, in fact, that Japan, I don't understand all the ins and outs of like the stock market, but from what I understand, basically people have been using the yen to fund, because it's so stable, stably low, especially in but people in Japan were using the yen to fund, more like higher growth stocks and things like that. Uh, at about end of July, and you can see, I think when news came out that it was likely happening, things started to drop, but things got really bad at the end of July here. When the bank, so the bank raised it to like 0.1 or something like that, or 0.01.
So now we're actually above zero.
Slightly positive. But at end of July, it's they announced 0.25% interest.
Okay.
So interest rates are climbing, and that generally is going to bring back the value of the currency. And it basically, what you should take away from this, from my understanding at least, is that things are kind of volatile right now. We don't know like how the growth is going to go. But I want to bring this back again. Keep going for context. 5 years. The dollar to the yen, back when we started, it was almost equal.
Yep. So our dolls were $500-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it has just the comparison of the dollar, the US dollar to the yen has just been climbing. The yen has been being devalued consistently. And you can just see here, I mean, it comes down, but it keeps going back up.
And it's also balancing against the fact that our dollar is inflated right now.
There's that. There's interest rates. There's a lot of play, because obviously this is the relation, for us at least, this is the relationship between the US dollar, its performance, versus the yen. From what we can tell, though, there are good signs that the Japanese economy is starting to pull out of like a really long stagnant period. And if they keep doing what they're going to do to encourage, basically as the economy is growing, the things that they've been doing to like really try and pump up the economy, like low interest rates, those are going to keep rising. And this may change some. If you ask most of the places, though, what they're saying right now is that by the end of this year, we will probably see this hit down into the 130 range. So we're looking at dolls probably by the end of this year costing like 400, low 400s. The big question is going to be, where's 2025 going to take us? Obviously, we can't predict the future. Nobody can. But depending on, like, there's a lot of people who still say the yen is going to keep weakening.
Yep. It's yeah. Like I've seen, like I actually brought this up to John last night, and he went and did the research on it. I had seen that it was going to increase, and then I saw some other ones that said that it was going to decrease. Like it was just like it's a very volatile thing right now.
The big thing about it being volatile is understanding, like, there are other ramifications of this. Like, there was essentially a big, like, there's a stock market, like, small crash as a result of the of Japanese, of the Bank of Japan raising the rates, like unexpectedly raising the rates. And that's, again, because as what I described before, of people using the yen to fund other things, and all of a sudden interest starts coming up and you've got to start paying loans that you took out. So there's going to be some weird stuff. Obviously, it'll also have an impact on travel. Like, we're going out to Japan. Tourism has been huge because
Dolls Rescued says, so what you're telling us is your vacation in Japan is going to cost more than you were hoping.
Probably, yeah. Hopefully not a gigantic amount more, but yeah, I mean, it's
still one of the better, if you're going to go away, it's still one of the better places to vacation right now, other than the cost of the flight.
Yeah. I don't know if it came up, but call out Barwich. Thank you so much for your super chat. Say, I look forward to meeting you and creating a new standard of international currency at Bretton Woods 2 this weekend in PA.
Apparently, I didn't realize we had such big plans, but
Oh, is that where is there like a location? We'll get in touch.
I was just talking about the fact that we were going to create a new form of currency.
Yeah, well, right. It's doll coin, right?
I guess.
But yeah, so expect for the foreseeable future, your doll budget may have to make a little bit of room.
Yep.
As the currency gets stronger and your money goes a little bit less far than it did.
This also will affect resale as well.
Barbara says no pressure. I was just confused by the Bretton Woods 2 but you we'll hook up after the stream and we'll figure out where and how and the schedules and all that stuff. Barwich is going to be in the area coming through, so looking forward to meet up. It'd be fantastic. Yeah, I think that's about it for this. There's definitely Bloomberg had a really interesting video about understanding the impact of the interest change, not specifically on the value of the yen, but on like business people in Japan, people who run ryokan, people who like hairdressers, people who work in a salon, people who just have normal jobs and then go home and make money day trading. And very interesting perspective on how Japan has been fitting into the world economy, and how it's not so much that this is a bad thing that the economy is getting better, but how the sudden changes like this sort of started flipping things upside down.
Keep in mind, we are not economists. This is just your Google summary of what is going on at that end of the hobby, like being aware of monetary.
Yeah. So, recap. If you believe trends, at some point this is probably going to pull back up. Estimates are saying it'll probably hit 200 in the next few years. But we're going to have to wait and see what measures are happening with the US dollar and what measures are happening with the yen, and see where it goes.
An election will affect our dollar as well.
Sure.
So we'll see what happens next year.
All right. Getting out of the boring talk, although, I don't know, understanding the intricacies of Japan world economics, I find somewhat interesting. She's back.
The answer to where is Kanata? She's back.
She's here. She I think it was a stealth drop. So popular that he's doing working on another round of her. So.
Well, someone actually mentioned her, and he was like, "Oh yeah, thanks for reminding me," and put her up.
And he has confirmed that he is working on making some tea Kanata as well.
I'm kind of tempted by a tea Kanata, I gotta say.
I don't know, something about the classic. She is just so good.
Yeah. And that wig, the new wig style is awesome.
Yeah, it's got a little wild child going on for her. Very cool. I do want to mention, so we're talking about stealth stuff. I've been working on providing our Discord subscribers some bot
little
website
benefit for subscribers,
website tracking to try and keep an eye on stealth drops. So for those of you in subscribers of the Discord, check out the new channel I added. And I'm still working through some of the bugs in it and trying to make sure it doesn't over spam us on every little thing, but should be a way that we can get reasonable updates. Mind you, it's never going to beat him announcing something on a reliable, place like Twitter or whatever, and when you announce it, this is always going to be, slower. But for stuff like stealth, I generally can get within about 10 minutes. So, um, check it out. Let's see what else we got. The dungarees.
Those are so cute. I love them. And I'm looking. He said he's making them for Pear too, and he said it looks good because you can actually see. Like, you put those on with a crop top, and you can see her little roll or little indentations, etc., on the side.
Yep.
And it'll look really good.
Yeah, so he's designing this specifically for Cortex 2 to really kind of show off it's sort of cyberpunk style, like cyber grease monkey sort of, overalls. What are the features of this? Like, what's different about this other than there's lots of straps, obviously.
Well, yeah, and the straps are to do things like being able to snap the legs pushed up, and you can change. Believe the straps are interchangeable, like changeable and whatnot. Like you can take them off and put them back on in different ways. So,
and I think you can where it's like mounted up top can change, so you can have it be hanging in different ways at different heights and stuff.
And I believe it has 3 functional pockets: the 2 on the legs, and then maybe it must be that one in the middle.
So, question for you all: what do your Smarties keep in their pockets?
Ours rarely keep anything in their pockets.
No.
Yeah. We're not like to put snacks in there or anything like that. No,
I think that's the correct answer, though.
Yeah.
You gotta have a place to put the snacks.
Yeah, snacks have to be kept somewhere. But see, they don't need to like.
Doll's Rescue says one has pistols.
One has guns. Yeah. No, they don't have. They just ask us for snacks. They don't have to keep them in their pockets.
Right. Yeah.
As long as it's.
They're served.
Snacks in their pockets would mean that they could save them for after midnight. So why would you do that?
Yeah, that's a problem, people. All right. The dungarees are looking pretty cool. He also then followed this up with a whole post talking about development, design process and stuff like that. Do you want to talk us through this, Sandy?
Well, he talked about the fact that he's just not a very good, his art is not his thing. His sketches are very rough. So what he tends to do is take other items that they've already made and like pin and tape and
like roughly
draw
prototype
on
kind of,
and prototype with things that they've already made, and then go, this is the purpose of it. This is what I want it to look like. This is the feel I want it to have. And his team makes it.
I gotta say, the way he described it, very, very Amazonian. Like, it basically sounded like he was providing, like, a business requirements doc. Like, he gives them, like, the points of, like, what it needs to do and, like, what the probably sort of, like, goals are of this thing. And then has, okay, here's where I've tried to kind of budget together.
This is sort of what I think it looks like, and then they run with it.
Yeah.
Which, a lot of times that's the way that's similar to what I do upstairs in my sewing room. I'll like take something and go, if I pinch this here or create I ruche it here, I get a totally different feeling to it. So that's what I do anyway.
It's at the same time, like, it's, one of the things that I go through a lot in design is forcing yourself to look at things at poor quality. There's a lot that you can tell when you don't force yourself to get lost in the details of something. So even though I'm sure his sketches aren't great, I'm sure they're also very helpful to like try and express something and then maybe follow that up with like a prototype or something. I'm sure he can't get to, well, in design we would call them red line documents, but like the instruction, like what you're seeing here, like Danny doesn't have the skill to do this, but he has the skills he needs to express himself to the people who can.
Yep.
Interesting. He's talked about like doing more posts about that. Would love to see it. When we're going to be out in Japan, I've said this before, so I'll say it again. I'm sure we won't be able to get much of anything, but I would love to get like some of like those sneak peeks out, like design process and things like that. I've always described it as I'd love to see. I want the Mr. Rogers Neighborhood tour.
The picture.
It's like this is like, and then you go down through and see where the thing was made.
Yeah.
Like, I love that. But manifesting. But it's so cool. Love the sneak peeks. Love any type of this content that Danny can put out there. Very cool. All right, now we get into like previews of what's coming down the pipe, what they're working on.
I love this girl.
Yeah.
You know what she gives me vibes of is well, she reminds me a little bit of Live and Let Live, but on a classic head.
Yep.
But she also reminds me a tiny bit of Enchantarium's Penelope.
Okay. I can see that. I actually think she kind of looks like one of my sisters. She looks like my sister Wendy a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Like if I were to do like a mini me for her, I would probably pick this doll.
Yeah.
And love the eyebrows. I love the exploration of like an eyebrow that's furry, but it's using sort of, it's not exactly negative space, but the downward, instead of the hairs going upwards, the hairs are going down.
Yep.
Very cool. I think she's just a really well balanced face, and
yeah,
I think
like the face a lot. No, this is one I think I might need to have. I really like her.
Yeah, and oh, the lip, the bottom lip, the little bit of cleft in the
Yep.
in the bottom lip, making the little heart there. Love it.
Yeah, I'm getting the appearance of a much fuller bottom lip, which is really neat.
Deljersky says she looks younger than the others. How does that read to you? Do you think she looks younger?
I don't think so. I think she just looks. I don't know. There's a more painterly kind of look to her for some reason. Although
soft sophistication is what I'm getting.
Yeah.
Like this to me reads like I can see this representing like I'm gonna say a certain. I don't have somebody in mind, but I have an archetype in mind of like a Japanese actress. You know what I mean? Like there's something about her that has that sort of like soft and reserved, but really classy.
Barbie Witch says she has web developer face.
I what?
I am not sure what web developer face is.
Barbie says, don't ask me to explain that. She knows a lot about Ruby on Rails. I feel like Danny would appreciate that.
Her name
funny.
is Ruby.
Yeah. There it is. Yeah. Yeah. She's if we need a web dev pun for her name. So let's see who else we have. Okay. No, another strong eyebrow we've gotten a chain of these. Much more blocky than the previous one.
Looks a little bit tomboyish.
Mm-hmm.
Has a vague resemblance to Looking for Trouble, but is more innocent looking, I think.
Yeah, I actually think this reads a little bit on the younger side.
Yeah.
To me, especially if we go back, this may vary with the
She reminds me
thing.
of, I know who she looks like, not her, the other one.
The freckles on this are a little bit more soft touch and much more pronounced on this. I don't know if that's purposeful and if that's going to be normal, but yeah. So who does she look like?
Jennifer Connelly.
I totally already thought that today. Yes.
Yeah.
Totally with you.
Totally Labyrinth. She needs a David Bowie boyfriend.
This girl's name needs like reference to Labyrinth somehow. I don't know.
Labyrinth is actually a really good
Labyrinth is a good name, but he's kind of doing like phrases or something like that. But like stay out of the bog of eternal stench.
Yeah. That way leads to that castle.
Or she could be the babe with the power.
Oh, Lee says you have no power over me.
That is a very good
yes
name. I love it. But yeah, Jennifer Connelly vibes like all day long. Whew.
Journey alternate is back.
Yeah, took me a second, and I realized this is like, to be clear, this is not original Journey. This is an alternate version of Journey that has come out a few times before in the past.
Curiosity and Tea.
Or Curiosity,
right,
as she's often called. She's just so cute, and of course, gotta love the little cat.
Yeah, every time she's shown, we always think she's so cute, and then we never get her.
No, because to me, Anime Courage was cuter.
Yeah.
But yeah. Singularity and T, or
You
Singularity. I really like her. So we had Blue Singularity.
Yep.
And it was not anime, right? It was semi-real. Pretty sure.
No, it's anime.
It's anime because she became Iki. Okay. So yeah. I've always Singularity's head sat on my desk for.
No, we still have Singularity's head.
Do we?
Yep.
Oh. Well then
we just changed. We just got to use a different head.
Okay. But her head sat on my desk for like a year plus, something like that. And she really grew on me over time, and I really liked her. And this version kind of caught me by surprise. I really dig it, and it's largely because of the blue makeup on the T body. Like, I really dig it.
You know who she reminds me a little bit of?
Jennifer Connelly?
No. Fusion.
Okay.
This kind of gives us an idea of what Fusion will look like in T.
Yeah, a little bit. I mean, Fusion's a little
Softer.
fiercer. I don't know.
I think she's soft.
Yeah, maybe.
Cuter.
But yeah, I'm really digging this Singularity. Who else we got? New Pear Girl.
Mm-hmm. I like her. They're doing some interesting things with the eye makeup that makes the nose appear different. Like, it's actually giving the whole face a different shape.
It's really widening up the face.
Mm-hmm.
It pulls everything to the sides.
Yep.
I like the strong lash.
Mm-hmm.
So good. And this is interesting because it's like, if we go back to flip, she, I think, has a ridiculously well-balanced face. Lots of details, but then you get into this Pear Girl, much sparser, but still really well-balanced.
Barbie Witch is suggesting pair not everything to everyone. I don't think we even looked at
that. Let's double check. Not everything to everyone. Smart Doll. I mean,
I don't think so. The brows are different.
The brows are different, but I mean, it could be an interpretation. There are a lot of pretty good similarities.
The eyelash top line has more lashes on the Pear Girl.
Yeah. Yeah. I can see the DNA there.
Yep.
But yeah, it's definitely not a one-to-one adaptation. So it's hard to say. But Danny does a lot of things that are like, well, she needed a little something different once she got onto this different face. So it could be. I mean, at the very least, the eyelash shape is very reminiscent of each other. But
yeah, I like that face a lot. I actually like that better than.
Maybe she's something to someone. Love it.
I was gonna say I actually think I like her better. I better than Beyond the Brink.
Mm,
I like this face better.
yeah.
Speaking of which,
Because we've decided that we haven't talked about it.
yeah, we haven't talked about it.
Okay, so talk about it.
Beyond the he actually tweeted that Beyond the Brink and Tea has not done very well, so she's on her last run.
Yep. So if you do water, and I think she's still available, you should grab her. Because she's not coming back. I mean, at least, unless there's some movement
Yeah,
that happens in the future.
and that's in Tea. I think she's fine in Cinnamon.
Yeah. This girl gives me Fortitude Future vibes, like a little bit of sort of hippie girl going on.
Yeah. She's another one where it seems like, I don't know, the face ends up looking like it's shaped different because of something they've done with the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
She looks like, and one of I think the large reasons that I'm feeling Fortitude and Future is she's got the high arched brow, but the hairlines in the center like Fortitude has. It's sort of this weird blend of the two. I'm kind of digging it. Not as much as the first one. Whatever her name, we don't know what her name is, but yeah, she's very pretty.
Laura Lee Creation says she looks like Bernadette Banner. She does look a little bit like Bernadette Banner.
I can see that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's Bernadette Banner for those? I mean, most people in this, community may very well know who that is, but
very prolific historical costuming YouTuber. Historical dress YouTuber, I should say.
Forgive but Don't Forget is still on the way.
Yep.
And lest you forget, that is Batgirl.
Yep.
That's
That's another one we're gonna have to have. I'm gonna have to have her for my Batgirl series.
okay.
So sometimes she can be Batgirl instead of Batgirl.
Okay. Now we're it also means though, well, we have to see how it fits, but the cowl, does it work on a G7 at all, or are we gonna have to 3D print a new one?
Probably gonna have to make a new mask.
Maybe.
But on my costumes that I make, I'm not necessarily using the cowl anyway. I didn't use it
that's true.
for the Bridgerton Batgirl.
I was just wondering though, would we be able to? How weird would it be to just slap the cowl on her head? And Challenge
is coming back.
very one of the shy girls. She always feels like to me.
Yeah, maybe.
And anybody else? Oh, we got a preview of some Green Girls.
Yep.
So we did some
Mock-ups.
Photoshop mock-ups the other week on the live stream. Now we get to see what he's actually doing. It's cool to see that solid gray color for the eyebrows.
Mm-hmm. I like the other wig color on her better than this one.
Yes, agreed. And we also have Anomaly.
Anomaly works so well in green.
Yeah, she's just so good.
And
I'm gonna like the green. Now he did also mention, he put a picture up of the body. I didn't put it up here because it's a little bit confusing. He put a picture up of the Peach Bottom torso in green. They will not be coming with the Peach Bottom torso. There's only going to be one master mold, and it's going to be normal. But he is saying that he's going to put out shells for people to
early,
buy.
and those will be Peach Bottom.
And he's even said he's going to put out some gray Evolve frames. And then people could, just like they've done for these pictures and stuff, paint the joints to match, and get an early match.
Yeah, and what's nice is what the color is. So based on because of the Japanese coloring system that's used.
Yep.
So you should be able to come up with the color from somewhere.
I really do hope that Dave keeps like providing that, if he keeps doing that, and able to actually have a referenceable color to help people match, I think that's fantastic. Tori's Dolly says they're green with envy. Yeah, I'm digging the green.
Yep, I like the green. I actually like it better than high pollen count.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. High pollen count is in a weird place color-wise. But it does make me think that maybe we should I mean, although there'll be issues and they might need touch-ups and stuff, but considering he does it for these, maybe we just go ahead and try and paint the frame.
Yep.
And when he puts those Evolve frames out there, because he's specifically putting them out there because clear pair dolls are coming. Cannot wait. But for that as well, we can get an Evolve frame to put into the high pollen count, the mustard colored doll. Let's see. I think this is the end. So that brings us to here. If you are finding this informative, entertaining, useful at all, please give this video a thumbs up and help us spread it to more people.
And pack one. Big thumbs up.
You can also subscribe and hit the bell for notifications if you want to be alerted whenever we're going live, which for the most part is every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern. Now, we've got some photos to look at for the Smarty Party, but when we come back, we've got some Dolly mail to open.
And we have no idea what it is.
No
it was
clue.
A complete surprise.
Total surprise. So, we will see you in just a moment.
We've been driving around, singing songs way too loud because we wanna. Picking up all our friends, fill up the car till it bends because we wanna. Yeah, we just wanna have fun. The trunk's full of wine. We're gonna stay up, have the time of our lives. The night is young, don't need anybody else. We came to party all night long, and we don't need no chaperone. We don't need nobody's attention, yeah, we just wanna dance on our own. We came to party all night long and sing along to every song. We don't need nobody's attention, don't need nobody else in our zone. Making plans so as we go, weary dance when no one knows just how we want it. We want it. Going left, going right, doesn't matter tonight, just how we want it. We want it.
All right. Thank you all for submitting your photos to the Smarty Party. And thank you, of course, to the party planners for keeping that going every week. What do you think is in here, Sandy?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, this little package from Sarah P. I am not sure what it is. We do get notifications if anybody sends us a package. I do get a text message saying that there's a package in our box. I don't get notification of actual letters or cards, so if you do send us a card or something, don't feel weird about shooting us a message saying that we need to go to the UPS box because Carla, I'm just gonna say I just got your Christmas card.
We haven't had anything like normal sent there in like all year.
So feel free to, if you send us something, we will not think it's weird or presumptuous of you or anything for you to let us know that you sent, that something should be coming in the box so that I can go look for it.
Got a note and a something.
Okay. This says this kind of gives a clue as to what it is. So why don't we actually look at what it is? This actually tells what it is.
Okay. Cocoa Bubes.
Yep. Painted headlights.
We do not
don't have those
these for Coco, no.
It says, Holy Bubalonia, Batman. Hey, John, Sandy, and the members of the Court of Disdain. I received these with my Chaos bundles, and I am a small bube girl, so I don't particularly want them. Feel free to keep, donate, or sell them as proceeds to support the channel. I'm not really even on Facebook anymore and don't really feel comfortable giving my info through the groups to sell them, and thought of you guys since I love watching the live stream every week. Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
If you are willing to make a trade, let's see. I'm in great need of 2 to 3 frames of any color. We don't
Frames
have...
are rough. We might have some parts, maybe, in like when you remember like when he was putting out like frame pieces. But
yeah,
but I'm talking like
also...
we might have like a bunch of necks.
And she says, but she prefers Evolve, which we don't have.
Yeah.
Always could use clothes too, but again, if you just want to keep or sell them for yourselves, it's totally fine too. Thank you for all you do. Keep us up to date on all the Smart Doll news. That's nice. Thank you so much.
We this probably save this. I need to get Beyond, although we've talked about getting Beyond in Coco. So we'll have to try this on our one Coco girl. We do not have enough Coco girls.
We have 2 Coco girls, but
yeah.
But one of them is pair.
Right.
And these, I believe, are...
I think these are classic.
Those are classic.
L2, yeah. Has NXL2. Interesting that one is...
Oh, they're different.
Yeah, it's...
One is the new version.
And one is the old version.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. No, they are. We actually have...
We've got the examples of both of them.
All right. Teppa Strife says managing a boob lottery sounds like a handful. All right. I mean, we don't really make much money off of ads anyway. So I won't fight the ad thing. Although I don't know how far into a stream they actually watch, but
doll parts, people.
Doll nudity incoming. Here comes top down. No, gotta hold on. Did this last week too.
There's the beautiful fusion.
Yep. There's nothing. Nothing useful there. All right. So we've got 2 types. So I believe this is the old and this is the new. I'm going to keep them on the same. You can definitely see the difference in terms of general fullness.
Yeah, the general proportion, the general shape of them are different, and the way that they protrude.
Barwich says collarbones are different. I mean, a little bit. This one has a little bit more pronounced. That's the new one. So collarbones are a little more pronounced on the new one. All right.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you very, very much. We'll find something good to do with those one way or another, I think. And yeah, we'll definitely keep you in mind if we, any of the stuff you talked about, we'll let you know if we come across anything in our stash as we dig through it. Yeah, well, I think that's going to do it for us this week. We've got rising doll prices and new dolls coming. We've got events coming up in October.
Yep. I am going to be flying solo in San Francisco in October.
Okay. It's making that sound weird, but sure.
Without you.
Well, yes, obviously. Just gonna be hitting the clubs.
Yeah, there'll be so much time for that.
So yeah, we got that coming up.
And I've got Kat and Ben will be my keepers, anyways.
Yeah, there's
so
that. And then of course we'll have our Japan trip in end of October, November. So I will say we should be up next week for a stream. The week after, we may not have a stream.
Yeah, you're traveling.
I'll be traveling. So yeah, no, unless we end up doing something over that weekend, but I don't think so. So so yeah. We'll see you next Monday, and then we'll be off for a week. But yeah. Love you guys.
That's all for us. Bye.
Bye.